The charts show the distribution of employed and unemployed people in Philippines in 1932 and in 1992. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So here you are presented with two pie charts, one for the year 1932 and the other for the year 1992 for the people of the Philippines, the employment rate. So here you have people who are working in the industry, unemployed, services industry, agriculture and fishing, and the government services. So in the year 1932, we find majority of the people were employed in the industry, in the industrial sector, around 42% of them, and followed by around 25% of people who were unemployed in the year 1932. Around 15% people were into agriculture and fishing, and whereas in services we have another 15% of people and the remaining meager 3% in the government services. Compared to the year 1932, the year 1992 we find a drastic increase in people who are working in the services industry. If you check for the year 1932, it is just 25%. It is manifolded into 52%, whereas the mass number of people who are working in the industrial services is being considerably reduced to just 15% in the year 1992. Moving on to the government services, in the year 1932, we had only 3% population who were a part of the government services, whereas in the year 1992, we have around 15% of people who are being employed in the government services. Moving over to the unemployment rate, it has also considerably reduced from 25% in the year 1932 to around 10% in the year 1992. And talking about agriculture, in the year 1932, we have around 15% of people who were doing agriculture, and now that has also reduced to around 8%. So if you had clearly watched, I had explained what the individual pie chart has said, and I've also made comparisons. Always keep in mind when you have two diagrams, it is, of course, the question would definitely ask you to compare between them, but it goes without saying that when you have two diagrams and then when you have two different years, it is obviously about comparison. So when you're going to put it down as a content, as a text, you should ensure that you compare both the diagrams, or whether it's a pie chart or whether it's a line graph or a histogram, whatever it is, you need to do comparison when you have two different pictures or two different pictorial representations, and you're expected to write a comparison about the difference or the evolution of any particular incident that is being discussed.